Hey guys, welcome to Pattern and Craft. Today I thought it would be fun to do a quick video showing you my bracelet collection, my friendship bracelets. So this isn't all of them, but it's all the ones I have and that I could find. There's a couple that I'm not sure where they are. Anyway, I'm gonna go roughly in chronological order. So this was the very, very first one I made. Not ever, but when I got back into friendship bracelet making, about like last year. So yeah, it had been a while, and this was the first one I did. You can see it's a zigzag. I kind of did like a candy stripe and then changed directions. And you can see it gives kind of a wobbly edge when you do that. I think it's just the way that the knots are. And you can see I use the straight edges technique on these. So it's not because I didn't use that, it's just the way the structure of the pattern is. This is the first one I think that I made my own pattern for, so that one's kind of special. It's also, I think, the first time I did twisted ties, and this was one of the another first one I did that didn't have ties. It had the crimp ends, and then you can see on this one though I didn't do the straight edge technique. It's a little bit bumpier when you do that, and then I find that it curls when you're wearing it. So I definitely want to remake that one with the straight edges. And speaking of bracelets that do not have ties, I did go through a phase where I was not into ties. So you can see with all of these ones, I used crimp ends or some sort of like clasp, and I just was not into seeing ties on my bracelets, so that's what I was doing here. This one's a little bit interesting. You can see I made two bracelets that I did one crimp end on. So it's kind of like a 2-in-1 bracelet. You can also see I have like an ombre effect going on there because I used a certain string that goes light to dark. I also have the ombre effect here. You can see I lined up all the strings. It's like a variegated thread, but it's a long variegation. So I went light to dark and made a cool ombre. And that's just a simple chevron, but with the ombre it makes it kind of different and interesting. This one has a variegated color string in there. I really like borders too, and I do like diamond. Even though diamond pattern's really simple, I really like it, especially if they're pretty colors. This one I made for my husband. He wanted one that's like the same colors as his car. So he saw that little one on the left and then requested that one. Oh, and I'm sure someone's going to ask, so yes, those first two bracelets in the last group had magnetic clasps. So you can get those at any craft store usually or online. Yeah, they just make it a little easier to get the bracelet on and off because they're just a little magnet and you don't have to undo a clasp. So these ones are all using variegated thread. So it makes a simple pattern like this a little bit more interesting. And I like to use that technique sometimes. I was really curious what would happen if I did just a plain chevron, but with all variegated thread. So that's what this bracelet is. And it has kind of an interesting loop. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that. And I really like the borders again. So that one has a border. And it also has the twisted ties, and it has the triangle finish that I have another video for. So check that out if you're curious how to do that. This one's really simple again, but makes it really interesting when you have the variegated thread in there. It's like a super simple pattern, really easy and fast to make, but it looks interesting when the thread changes color. And then this one, I love red. Red's my favorite color, and it's actually the first red bracelet I made, but this one you'll also see I changed the pattern as I was going. It originally was just going to be that diamond pattern, but then I kind of changed it up as I was going. So I'm going to show you some more that I did like that because I really like to do that. I get kind of bored, I guess, when I'm making bracelets, and I get tired of doing the same pattern over and over. So you can see in this one I went a little crazy. It's hard to tell because the colors aren't very contrasting, but I did all kinds of different patterns in this one. And especially with a 2-color like this, it's easy to change up the pattern as you're going because there's so many options. This one just has 2 patterns in it. I think they're both on my bracelet book account, so But yeah, I just kind of switched between two different patterns as I was going. This one, again, I went a little crazy and did lots of patterns. I think I started in the middle and went out and then just repeated it the other direction. And this one's a double wrap, so it's really cute. You can just double tie it around your wrist, but it ends up actually being the right size for a choker as well. So yeah, that's a fun one there. And again, it's just like two colors, but with all the different patterns, it's really fun. And then these two didn't really fit in any of their categories, so I just thought I'd put them here. They're both my own pattern. Well, actually, the one on the right, I think I created the pattern, and then the one on the left, I saw that pattern that's in between the diamonds on Bracelet book, and I started making that bracelet. But then I thought it just needed more interest, so I added in the diamonds. And that's, again, you know, you can change the pattern as you're going. It's kind of fun to do. So I'll show you that again, and I'll actually do a tutorial on that, and then I'll do a tutorial on starting your bracelet in the middle, because that's how I made those as well. And I make a lot of my bracelets that way, and a lot of people were curious about that. So any of the ones that I don't have a loop on, generally I started in the middle. So I definitely need to do a video on that. So these are showing two color patterns, which a lot of people don't think about that. They, you know, like it's fun to use the more color the better, but sometimes just two colors can be a really beautiful pattern. So, and then you see the pattern more, like you kind of notice, I don't know, the intricacy of it, and I really like it. So like this one was a multicolored pattern from Bracelet book, but then I changed it to two color and actually like how it turned out. And then these are some unusual bracelets. So they're woven ones on the left. I recently made those just last week, and they've been really like kind of something different to do. And I think that's fun to switch it up once in a while. And then this one's an alpha with a variegated thread that I just did one color the whole way, and then I did sashiko stitching on top of that. So yeah, I think that's another one I'll have to do a video on, because it's really interesting. I've never really seen anyone else do that, and I don't even know where I came up with the idea. I think I just like sashiko, so I just kind of did that. And then this one, I recently did a video on the technique that I used. It wasn't a great video, but you know, it's there, so you can check it out and then see how I did it. And then finally, we have these little guys. Like, just made these, I think yesterday, and I like how dainty and tiny they are, and they're really fast to make. I think they only have 6 strings, and that includes the 2 strings that are used for the straight edges technique. So here you can tell I got bored, and I, you know, started changing the pattern again, and you know, but that's fun. It makes it interesting. And then these two, I actually started this one first, and I thought how cool would it be if I switched out the thread color in the middle, and I actually started in the middle. So I'll show you that technique in another video. But I'll show you how to do that. But I think it's cute to have these little guys. Like, they're really fast, and you can wear multiple ones together. I don't know. I had never made any this tiny before. I always did like multiple, like a lot more strings, and I thought that was fun to do these little guys real quick. But yeah, you can see that the pattern changes and the color changes on these ones. So I actually did 2 different colors blended into one. So that's all the bracelets I could find. I know there's a couple that are missing, and I definitely, you know, make them for friends and give them away. So, you know, there's more out there in the world as well. And I did some giveaways. So yeah, so that's my bracelet collection. I hope you enjoyed seeing this, and I'll try to be posting more videos now. I found a quicker way to kind of do editing and stuff, so I'll try to get more out for you. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.